All right, hello everyone. I am Brian Silverman bringing you commentary on the series of Brown versus Middlebury for D2 championships for MQC and promotion to D1. Our day today started off with Brown beating Vassar. I think the final score was like 150-50, a very decisive game. Brown looked very good that game. They were playing a very disciplined offense, very good defense. After that, we saw Middlebury take on UVM. That game was very close until the end. I believe that game finished 150-90, but UVM and Middlebury were neck and neck. Both teams that game had a lot of turnovers. If I had to guess what will happen this game, I would give the victory to Brown, but I think if Middlebury can get a little more disciplined on their offense and get less turnovers, then they could definitely be a competitive threat against this Brown team. This season, Brown has beaten Middlebury, and we also saw Middlebury beat Brown at regionals. So they're pretty even teams most of the times. Middlebury has less depth has less players than Brown, which can ultimately contribute to things. But seeing that this is a game 2, I think both teams are still relatively high energy. This is a series out of 3 games, so we'll see if one of the teams can put it away in only 2. It looks like Brown is going to be starting off with dodgeball control. Looks like Hattori, Lindsay, and Chang are going to be running for that. Chasers for Brown are Hunlu, Padori, Flathers, and Richardson. On the Middlebury end, it looks like we have Wu running for that quad ball, accompanied by, I think that's Gibson. And then the other chasers are Petty, Siegel. Petty, Siegel. Our beaters are Farner, and I'm not sure who the other beater is, unfortunately. All right, Wu's running for the quad ball. It looks like Middlebury's not trying to steal any dodgeballs right now. Wu with the ball. Wu throwing off Wu's gloves is going to pass it to Petty. Petty with the ball on the far side. Back to Wu. Wu looking for a shot here potentially is going to pass it to the chaser behind, who's immediately going to get beat by Hattori Lindsay. Yeah, Middlebury is somehow able to retain that quad ball, but Ahunlu is eventually able to pick it up for Brown. Richardson's now going to run up the quad ball for Brown. Richardson with the ball, pass to Padori on the near side, pass to Flathers behind. Flathers looks for the shot, but passes it over the hoops to Richardson. Richardson back with the ball up top, is going to pass it to Ahunlu. Ahunlu is going to big pass to Flathers behind hoops. Flathers to Richardson. Richardson looking to finish it off on the top hoop. That's going to be the first goal of the game. The score is now 10-0, Brown in the lead. Wu's going to run up this quad ball for the Middlebury team. Wu has Gibson behind, Siegel on the near side, and Petty up top who gets the ball. Petty running towards the near side, looking for a shot potentially. He's going to pass it back to Wu. Wu passes it back to Petty. Petty back to Wu. Wu looking to drive now, passes it over the hoops to Siegel. Siegel immediately gets beat by Hattori Lindsay. Flathers picks that up and hands it to Richardson. Brown is looking to run now, but pauses after seeing the Middlebury beater pick up the dodgeball. Richardson with the ball, accompanied by beater Chang. Richardson's going to pass the ball to Flathers behind hoops. Flathers to Padori right by the hoops. Padori gets beat out. Middlebury's going to win that ball. Wu is looking to run now. Flathers is applying pressure to Wu, though, to stop the fast break opportunity, and Brown now has beaters back. Wu is going to go for a pass or a shot. I'm not sure what, but anyways, that is going to be a turnover to Brown. Until he turns his back, you don't switch. All right, Flathers starting with the ball for Brown now. Flathers telling the team to spread out. Looks like Brown's setting up into a diamond of sorts. Passes it to Richardson up top. Richardson is going to pass it to Midori. Midori, being immediately pressured by Beater, passes it to Ahunlu. Ahunlu's not able to catch and gets beat out. Siegel's going to pick that up for Middlebury.
Get the hoops, son. Get the hoops.
Wu with the ball. Wu's going to pass it to Petty. Petty's going to pass it to Gibson. Gibson to Siegel, but Siegel's not going to be able to catch that. Gibson picks it up. Sorry, Siegel picks it up and gets beat. Flathers is going to pick that up for Brown now. Flathers with the ball. Flathers passes it to Richardson behind hoops. Richardson gets beat, passes it to Flathers. Flathers looking to drive now potentially. Goes for a shot on the top hoop. That goes over the hoop, and that's going to be a turnover to Middlebury.
Let's go!
Next offense,
Someone's eating out. Not going to keep it open. All right. Petty with the ball for Middlebury now.
Good time.
Brown is holding on to dodgeball control here. Petty is going to pass it to Gibson. Gibson is right at that hoop line, inching more towards behind hoops. Passes it up to Wu. Wu being pressured by Chang. Wu's going to get beat by Hattori Lindsay. Chang's going to pick that up. Pass it up to Flathers. Flathers has a fast break opportunity now, and that's going to be another goal for Brown. The score is now 20-0. 4:44. It is.
All right, yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes!
Wu with the quad ball now. Wu is going to pass the ball to Petty on the far side. Petty being looked at by Richardson. Petty tries to go around Richardson, is going to pass it to Gibson, who immediately gets beat by Park. Flathers jumps on that ball, and that is going to be Brown's quad ball now. Looks like we've got Boffy in the beater game now for Brown. Richardson taking it slow, waiting for a chaser sub. Looks like Shaw's playing chaser for Brown now. Richardson's going to pass the ball to Shaw. Shaw, still with the ball on this near side, is going to pass it back to Richardson. Richardson fakes a pass to Chang, but passes it to Shaw, still on the near side. Shaw back to Richardson. Richardson passes it to Chang. Chang drops the ball and is going to try to win it from Petty, but Petty is going to pretty safely win that ball for Middlebury right here. It looks like we have a sub in Middlebury. It looks like Lasser's now playing chaser. Petty with the ball up top. Petty is going to pass the ball to Wu. Wu fakes a pass back to Petty, and Wu's passes it to Lasser, who puts it in. That's going to be Middlebury's first goal of the day. The score is now 20-10.
Gotta rotate fast, Brown. Expect it quick.
Richardson with the ball. Richardson's going to pass it to Chang. Chang working that far side. Looking to go behind hoops. Is going to pass it back to Richardson.
Don't stop, 86.
Richardson is going to pass it to Chang. Chang's going to pass it back to Richardson.
Got control.
Yeah, Brown now just got control. Richardson passes it to Flathers, who immediately gets beat out. And Pete Siegel's going to get that ball for Middlebury now. Looks like we've got Alexander subbing in for Middlebury on the chaser line. Wu with the ball is going to pass it to Laster. Laster on the far side back to Wu. Wu dodges a beat, passes it to Siegel. Siegel's going to get beat now. Laster gets the quad ball though, and looks like we might have a call on this play. I think that this might be a yellow card on Will Richardson for a contact from behind. Yes, that is what happened, unfortunately, for the Brown team. Laster's going to retain the quad ball here.
Okay, we're gonna wait for 8:45.
Laster with the ball being pressured by Chang. Chang backs off after seeing the beater. Laster's going to pass the ball to Alexander. Alexander's going to get beat, but is able to get a pass. Oh, Shaw and Flathers are going to stop that pass from getting to Wu.
Hey, Fia in your zone.
Shaw now has the quad ball for Brown.
30 seconds.
Shaw gets around Wu, passes it over to Flathers, who dodges the beat. Flathers now goes for a dunk on that medium hoop. The score is now 30-10. But Wu now has a fast break. Flathers is trying to stop it. Chang, oh my God, Chang deflects the pass to Laster, and that is a great defensive stop by Brown there. Great defense. Oh my God, by both Flathers and Chang there. Laster looking to attack Flathers. Laster's going to get beat out. Flathers is safe for now. Richardson is back in the game after killing the penalty. Flathers with the ball, accompanied by Beater Park. Brown is looking to get dodgeball control on this play. Flathers is going to pass the ball to Chang, who's behind hoops. Chang back to Flathers. Flathers to Shaw on the far side. Shaw. Brown has Middlebury has no dodgeballs right now. Shaw passes it to Flathers. Flathers looking to drive and gets it in on the top hoop. The score is now 40-10. Yeah, I think we're just seeing Brown play a very patient half court here. This is how they've gotten most of their goals.
9:30.
I think Middlebury, for their one goal, had a very good half court, but I think we need to see more of that from them if they're going to take this game from Brown. Wu's going to pass the ball to Alexander on the far side. Alexander is going to pass the ball behind to Laster. Laster is going to pass it back to Alexander. Alexander being pressured by Flathers. Alexander goes for a pass to, I think, Nevins, and that's going to roll out of bounds and be a turnover to Brown.
10 minutes!
Game time, 10 minutes!
It looks like Brown's going to remain. It looks like Middlebury is going to retain dodgeball control here. And it looks like we're going to see some subs. Looks like Asua's in the chaser game now. Looks like we got DeFabio in the beater game. Shaw's running the ball up the near side. Shaw's going to pass the ball up to Asua. Asua to Richardson on the far side. Richardson back to Asua. We see some beater actions. All the dodgeballs on the ground, although Middlebury seems to have two. Brown with none. Go tries to win the ball from Middlebury, but is unable to. Laster is looking to run now, seeing that there's no dodgeballs on the Brown side. Shaw is unable to stop Laster. Richardson is unable to stop Laster, and that is going to be a goal by Laster. The score is now 40-20. Brown's still in the lead, but their lead has shortened. Looks like we've got Sai in the chaser game for Brown now. Asua with the ball, accompanied by Beater DeFabio. Asua's going to pass the ball to Richardson. Richardson slowly bringing up the ball to the near side. Looks to pass the side, but actually passes back to Asua.
Get it bouncing, Karsten!
Asua on the far side, back to Richardson. Richardson gets around Alexander, goes for the shot. Shot is not going to make it. Go might be able to win this ball, though, before it goes out of bounds. That does not seem to be the case, and Laster's going to get the quad ball for Middlebury.
Karsten, move that ball! Make Jason run!
Laster slowly bringing up the ball on the far side of the pitch. Looks like we've got Nevins behind, Alexander on the near side, and Wu on the far side. Wu now has the quad ball for Middlebury. Wu's going to pass the ball off to Nevins. Asua is going to block off Nevin's pass, but Wu's still going to catch it. Wu goes for a shot on the top hoop and gets it over Richardson. The score is now 40-30. Middlebury is only 1 goal behind Brown now. Asua with the quad ball now for Brown. Brown definitely looking to score some points and get a higher lead like they had before. Asua is going to pass the ball off to Go. Go is working with the ball on the far side, is going to pass it back to Asua. Asua is going to move the ball to Richardson. Richardson is going to pass it back to Asua. Asua, looking to drive, is wrapped up by Lassiter, is going to get beat. Go is also going to get beat, and that should be a turnover to Middlebury here. I think this will just be a turnover to Middlebury. Yeah. So, yeah, Asua is still beat. I think the players just had trouble getting up, so. Lassiter's now looking to run, seeing that there's no dodgeballs back for Brown. Lassiter's going to pass off to Wu. Sai is going to win the ball from Wu, though. Alexander tries to pick up the ball, but is off brooms. Wu's able to pick it up. Wu trips up. Asua attempts to tackle, but is unable to. Sai continues to deny Wu the scoring opportunity. Lassiter gets beat as Lassiter gets the ball. That's going to be an incredible defensive stop from Brown there. The Chasers bought their beaters just enough time to beat out that final goal. I'm very impressed by that. I honestly thought Middlebury had a sure goal there, but Brown was able to stop it. All right, Asua bringing up the ball slowly. Looks like Brown has subbed in some new players. We've got Naval at beater, Ahunlu at chaser. Ahunlu's going to get that ball on that far side. Ahunlu looks to pass it to Padori. Padori dodges a beat, picks up the quad ball. Padori to Asua. Asua looking to drive now, passes it to Ahunlu. Ahunlu looking to drive, passes it to Richardson. Richardson fights Lassiter for the ball, wins, goes for the shot, and that's going to be another goal for Brown. The score is now 50-30, but Wu is looking for a fast break. Wu gets an easy fast break. The score is now 50-40. Lots of action in this game. Brown needs to keep their beaters back a little more because it seems like Middlebury's been able to get at least 3 of those opportunities, 3 of those fast break opportunities in this game. And yeah, it looks like we're seeing some subs. Flathers is keeping for the team now. Hattori Lindsay is back at beater. Richardson's going to pass it to Padori on the near side. Padori being looked at by Alexander. Padori looking to run behind hoops is going to pass it all the way to Ahunlu. Ahunlu's not able to pass it, but is able to pick it up before. Oh, Ahunlu's going to get beat out. This is going to be Middlebury's ball. And yeah, it was called boundary anyways.
15 minutes!
So Wu's going to bring in the quad ball for Middlebury.
Minutes. I'm going to assume yeah.
Wu with the ball on the far side. This is separating. Wu passes it to Alexander. Alexander gets beat, tries to pass it off to Gibson, but Gibson was both off broom and that ball rolled out of bounds, so that's going to be a turnover to Brown. Is it still raining?
Yes. Not as strong though, which is great.
That's good.
15-40.
Flathers bringing up the ball for Brown. Flathers has Ahunlu on the far side, Richardson on the near side. Richardson gets the ball. Richardson has Padori behind. Richardson tries to get around Wu, is going to pass it back to Flathers. Flathers looking for a shot now, it looks like. Flathers is going to pass it to Padori right by the hoop. But Nevins is going to be able to block that. Great block by UVM there. Sorry, by Middlebury there. Keep on confusing the Vermont teams. And that is going to be safely Middlebury's ball. Alexander with the ball now. Alexander bringing the ball up the far side, pressured by Flathers, passes it to Wu. Wu fakes a pass to Alexander, looking for a shot now, passes it to Alexander. Alexander, long pass to Nevins, who's not going to be able to get that. Richardson gets the ball for Brown. Flathers with the ball. Flathers going up the far side of the pitch. Passes it to Richardson.
Ball around, Brown.
Richardson fakes a pass, looks to get around Alexander, passes it to Flathers. Flathers looks to drive now, gets it in on the short hoop. The score is now 60 to 40.
Like that.
Although all dodgeballs are on Middlebury's side right now. I don't know if Wu recognizes that yet. I guess they're still going to set up in a half court. Wu looks to get around Flathers, is unable to. Now is able to get around Flathers, gets around Pedori, goes for the shot, and that is going to be called good. The score is now 60 to 50. Middlebury still one behind Brown. Yeah, this has been a really close game. Brown has had the lead this entire game, but Middlebury's been only one goal behind for a lot of it, and we're approaching the Seeker 4 pretty soon. Flathers with the ball is going to pass it to Richardson on the near side. Richardson passes it back to Flathers. Flathers back to Richardson. I think Richardson probably wants a shot here, but passes it to Pedori. Pedori and Gibson are going to fight for the ball. Pedori is going to win, passes it to Flathers. Flathers stays around the far side, passes it to a DT. A DT is going to get wrapped up by Nevins, and that's going to be Middlebury ball. Oh, just kidding. Somehow Brown got that back, passes it to Richardson. Richardson gets it in on the short hoop. Great hustle by Brown there. I don't know how they pulled that off. I thought that was pretty safely Middlebury's quad ball there. All right, looks like we've got Siegel back in the chaser game for Middlebury. Wu with the ball. Wu directing Petty to go towards the near side of the pitch. Wu fakes a pass, passes it to Petty.
Angela, 19.
Petty
19 minutes!
back to Wu. Middlebury playing a very disciplined offense this game. A lot better than the UVM game. Wu looking to get around Flathers. Wu passes it to Petty. Petty gets beat, passes it to Gibson. And that's going to be a turnover to Brown. Flathers with the ball now.
Meredith, keep control. 1930.
1930.
Flathers is going to pass the ball up to Richardson. Richardson to Flathers.
Okay, we're counting down at 50? Yes. Sounds good.
Flathers with the ball on the far side, passes it to Richardson. Richardson in the center of the pitch is going to pass it back to Flathers. Flathers looking to run behind hoops, gets behind hoops, is going to pass it up to Richardson.
9,
Richardson
7,
passes it to a
six,
DT.
5,
A DT to Pedori.
3,
Pedori passes it to Flathers. Flathers looking for a shot.
Yeah.
Gets the last goal before the Seeker 4 to make the score 80 to 50. That was Flathers, who's 12, I think? Yeah. So yeah, we're at 20 minutes now. This game has been really close. Middlebury hasn't had a lead, but for most of this game, they've only been one goal behind. It was only towards the end that Brown was able to get up 3 on Middlebury, which is a lot more comfortable than up 1, but still, with the flag runner coming out and being worth those 3 goals, it does not put Brown in a safe spot. I do think Brown is ultimately the team that has been playing, is the better team here, but Middlebury has a lot of hustle, and they definitely have a good chance of winning this game still. I do think that a win for them will rely on catching our flag runner, Steven Tremple, who you can see take the pitch on. I'm imagining both teams are going to commit their dodgeballs to the flag runner, because a flag runner in a game this close is going to be very important. I really feel like Middlebury's cleaned up their offense from their last game against UVM. Like, I think they're setting up a lot better half courts.
I love that
Brown has had a lot of great offenses too in the half courts. I think Brown's main thing is that they've let Middlebury get away with some fast breaks a couple of times. Although Middlebury has learned that just because Brown doesn't have dodgeballs on defense does not mean it's a sure goal for them. As I think there's been a couple occasions where Middlebury thought they could get a fast break, but ultimately the chasers for Brown were able to stop them.
Wait, what's that score?
Yeah, and it looks like players are going to return to brooms. It looks like our starting seeker for Brown is going to be Asua. I don't see a starting seeker for Middlebury quite yet. I'll report to you. Yeah, it looks like Nevins is going to be seeking for Middlebury again.
Okay, I don't.
So yeah, to answer your question, rough 1, 2, 3, 3. This is a best of 3 series. This is the first game,
Just if teams ask.
and this is the finals. So whichever team wins this game will win will win the D2 championship for MQC and also get promoted to D1 for next year.
If you want to go over the video too.
I don't need a broom.
Do we have a broom?
Howdy.
Yeah, just try that. That works. Okay, Ethan's got it.
All right, Middlebury's going to start off with the quad ball here, but Brown does have dodgeball support, dodgeball control, which will be key with flag runner with seekers about to be released.
Seekers release.
Wu starting with the quad ball up top. Wu's going to pass the ball to Laster on the far side. Laster passes it back to Wu. Wu looks to pass to Petty, looks for a shot, but now it's going to pass to Laster. Laster gives a big pass to Siegel. Siegel's going to pass it to Petty. Petty's going to get beat out, and looks like Flathers is going to win that quad ball for Brown. Meanwhile, in the Seeker game, we can see both Seekers going after the flag runner, but in the quad ball game, looks like Brown almost gets a fast break opportunity, but Richardson misses the catch. Laster's going to get that ball from Middlebury. Yeah, so in the Seeker game, Middlebury, Seeker, Nevins just got beat out. Asua's getting some alone time with Tremple here. Back to quad ball game. Laster's going to pass the ball to Wu. Wu is going to pass the ball back to Laster on the far side. Laster, looking to make a play here, is going to run towards the near side, passes it to Petty. Petty back to Laster to Wu. Wu goes for the shot, but it's going to hit the edge of the hoop and not go in. Flathers is going to pick this up for Brown now. Flathers is looking to run, but is being met by Wu. Flathers slows down, waits for the offense to set up. Flathers is going to pass it back to Chang.
Move that ball.
Chang is going to pass it to Go. Go with the ball on the near side, pressured by Petty, is going to pass it back to Chang. Chang gives a big pass to Richardson behind hoops. Richardson being looked at by Siegel. Richardson gets around Siegel, goes for a dunk on the small hoop. And while all that's happening, it looks like we have a potential catch here by Asua for Brown. I hope that the camera was able to catch that for you guys at home.
There are 2 scoring plays on the play. The Brown goal is good. Let's go. The Brown catch is good.
And that was a great possession for Brown with both a goal and a flag running catch. The score is now 125-50. The set score is 140. Brown only needs 2 more points to win this game.
Don't let up, Brown. Don't let up.
I don't know why the set score is cut off for you guys on stream.
Oh.
At least it is on my end, but I don't think there's anything I can do about that.
It's one
Let me get it under the
Actually, I think I know why, but I can't fix it right now.
Yeah.
All right. Wu with the ball.
Because you've not been paying attention.
Passes it to Laster on the far side. Laster, big pass to Siegel behind. Siegel goes for a shot, but Richardson's going to pick that off. Richardson's going to hand it off to Flathers. Flathers bringing up the ball slowly. Flathers is going to pass it to Richardson. Richardson with the ball is going to pass it to Chang on the far side. Chang has Go, but is looking to run behind hoops. Chang is going to pass it to Go. Go dodges a beat and is able to get a pass off to Flathers. Flathers pressured by Siegel, passes it to Richardson. Richardson goes for the shot, but Laster's going to block. Laster gets beat. Wu dodges a beat. Wu dodges another beat. Wu needs to get past the entire Brown defense and is going to slow down the ball now. Pass to Laster. All right, now you can see the set score in all its glory. Flathers wins the quad ball there. Flathers gets the score in despite being pressured by Laster. And Brown only is going to need one more goal to finish this game. So yeah, Middlebury is pretty far behind right now. They would need to score 9 goals in order to win this game. Brown only needing to score one more goal to put this game away. Wu starting with the quad ball. Wu's going to pass the ball to Laster on the near side. Laster is going to pass the ball back to Wu. Wu looking to get around Flathers, and that is going to be high contact done by Flathers there. It's going to be a yellow card, a minute in the box, or until Middlebury scores.
I can set up.
Yeah, and Flathers will get that penalty there. Middlebury still with the ball in the hands of Wu.
Sorry, we're on an after. We can't be. We're on a rotate table over here, actually.
Wu looking to get around Chang. Passes it to Alexander. Easy goal by Middlebury there. The score is now 60-135, and Flathers is back in the game for Brown. Looks like we're seeing Richardson sub off. I think this might be the first time this game. You guys need one more goal. Asua subbing in for Richardson. Flathers with the ball. Passes it to Asua on the near side. Asua being pressured by Alexander. Passes it to Flathers. Flathers looking for a shot. Passes it to Shaw behind hoops. Shaw looking for a shot. Passes it to Chang, who gets beat. That's going to be a stop made by Middlebury. Laster is bringing up the ball slowly for Middlebury here. Wu with the ball is going to pass it to Laster. Laster, being looked at by Asua, is going to pass it off to Wu. Wu passes it to Petty, but Chang is going to knock the ball out of Petty's hands, and Asua is going to pick it up. Great stop by Brown there. Asua looking to run. Laster picks it off, but gets beat by Cassius. Oh my god, insane plays there by both teams. Asua able to get the ball back for Brown. Asua passes the ball off to Shaw. Shaw working the ball on the near side, waiting for Brown chasers to set up. Shaw is going to pass the ball to Chang. Chang is going to pass the ball to Flathers. Flathers looking to dunk. Dunks it on the top hoop. And if this goal is called good, it will be the end of the game, and Brown will have won the game. And there you have it, folks. Brown has won this game 145-60. We'll be back soon with game 2 of the series. Thank you for joining in. My name is Ryan Silverman, and it's been an honor to be your commentator.